Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. Another very, very special guest coming at you today. We got our main man, Charles Burns, close friend of the pod here. Really excited to have him on with us. Charles, what's going on, man?
I'm so happy to be on right now. You guys have no idea.
Yeah.
Long time listener, first time guest, but hopefully reoccurring, honestly. If I can.
I mean, look, this guy, you want to talk about a guy who has great energy and you know, he's going to fill up a room with just joy, whatever room he's in. You know, that's Charles Burns. So anyone that knows him will agree with me. Just an all-around great guy. And I know him and Tommy have now become friends.
Yes, sir.
Just through mutual friends and stuff. So just another one of those guys that everyone gets along with. And, you know, we're really excited to have him on. But we usually just kind of throw it to you to start. You know, you can kind of run down your story, Charles. You know, how we met each other, just anything you want, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so first, obviously, I went to NAU for 2 years, played with Luke. But before that, my dad played at NAU as well. So I've been an NAU guy since probably third or fourth grade, even younger than that. So I knew Luke Adalovich before. I knew that entire roster before I even stepped foot on campus. So even like introducing myself to Luke, I'm like, "Hey, I'm Charles. What's your name? Luke? Is no?" I knew exactly who. Like I knew exactly who. So, played with Luke for 2 years. Best shooter I've ever played with personally. But yeah, so I'm a big NAU guy. Still am. I was down in Boise watching the tournament. Met Tommy through Luke, and battling it out in fantasy football. And this podcast, you've been talking about the fantasy football league a couple times, but had a couple battles with the ball kid, you know?
Yeah. We duked it out. Fantasy's still an open wound for me. I mean, I know Davey's gonna be listening. Davey, I hate you.
Wow.
I don't blame you at all.
That's crazy energy. Couple minutes into the pod right there.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, Davey. It's all up, man. Davey took me down in the championship, and I'm still sick about it.
Undeserving, honestly, but
wow.
We can get some Davey controversy rolling here.
Man, he's gonna love that. It's Charles, it's funny you bring that story up because I remember it was my second year at NAU and we were playing Montana. We were practicing in the small gym and you and your dad came in and Coach Murph was like, "Oh, I want you to meet these guys." And I was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And they were like, "Yeah, this is Charles. We're gonna see if he can walk on next year." And I remember I was like, "Oh, okay, Charles, yeah." And then you were right behind us during the game the next night, and you were like getting hyped. You're like, "Luke, shoot it every time, shoot it." I was like, "Oh, this kid's locked in. He knows what he's doing."
He did shoot it every time. I loved it.
That was and then next thing you know, you were there in Flagstaff with us.
Yeah, because Jack Murphy was there. That's who I knew the entire time.
Right.
Before I went to NAU too. And so I'm like, okay, well, I went to every practice when they came to Montana, because that's where I'm from Missoula, I should mention. I'd watch them practice, I watched the game. So I knew Jack, I knew the whole staff like really well. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of my in, like Jack Murphy. Like the only way I really am going to get on this program is Jack Murphy knows me, knows I want to be there. All right, that's how I'm gonna get. Then he takes the Arizona assistant job. I'm like, okay, there we go. See you later, NAU. There goes my dream. Because that was the only school I applied for my senior year. That's where I wanted to be. That was my Rudy. For those listeners who can see, my background's Rudy. But yeah, no. So that was my school. Like that's, and so I got a call one day because I did meet Burkhart that same day Luke just mentioned. I met Coach Burkhart that day during shoot around, and that's the only time I met him. I sent him my film as soon as Jack Murphy got the assistant job right away. Got his email, boom, shoot it over to him. And then he called me one day. He's like, "I want my walk-ons. I want people that want to be there. Like that not only want to play basketball and try to move up, but guys that want to be at NAU." And so me and Davey were the two walk-ons for both of my years there. So that's kind of my story and how I made it to Flagstaff.
No, I think I want you to talk about the first day you were I don't know. I don't think it was the first day you were on campus, but it was the first day everyone got to campus and we played pickup. And I think it's a great segue from you talking about you wanting to be there. Do you remember what you showed up to pickup wearing?
Yep, I showed up to pick up wearing an NAU. It was my dad's NA. I was so dorky at the time, but
Oh, it was very
it
dorky.
was so dorky. But yeah, I didn't care. I showed up with my dad's old pickup NAU jersey. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
didn't have any. I got literally. I wasn't there for the summer. I didn't have any of my stuff. But I had a pickup. I had the like NAU big old baggy NAU jersey. Yeah, that was my first day. I forgot about
Bro.
that. It's funny you said
Hey,
that. And
bro.
I got roasted for it. I got roasted for it. And
Oh,
I was
I
like, all
remember.
right, took it,
Hey,
dude. I took
you
it.
took it like a champ. Well, that's when I kind of knew. I was like, all right, he's gonna be fine. Cause like I remember we walked in and we were like, yo, who is this kid with the NAU penny on right now? Like, there's no way. And then like I remember I had seen you had a little like Montana interview about you coming to NAU. And I remember I had seen it on YouTube or something because I was looking you up. And I was like, oh, I think his dad played here. Like it must be his dad's. And then you matched up with Cam during pickup, and I was like, this kid has some balls, man. Like
No,
this,
I didn't care. I mean, it's just Cam Sheldon, dude. I still do it. I still do it to this day.
bro.
Even more
I
so now.
I
I don't
hope
know.
hey
Cam's
you,
listening to that.
he will. He'll definitely
Yeah.
listen.
He
Yeah,
knows. He
Cam. He's
knows.
locking that Cam.
I'll
And
also say Charles makes it known often. Like I want that Cam matchup. Like something that he voices often.
the funny part is that none of the listeners were there. So just to be clear, Cam didn't score a single point that
Mm.
whole open gym run too. Shutting
Yeah.
down.
Locks
Right, Luke?
Cam.
Right,
I'm
Luke?
I'm having a fuzzy memory. I
Yeah.
can't confirm nor
That's how
deny
I
that.
remember
But
it. That's
yeah,
how I
yeah, yeah.
remember it.
No, I
Hey man,
think
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. You got Rudy in the background, like
I got carried out of that open gym. I think everyone got rubbing shoulders on that open gym.
yo, you're crazy.
I got carried out of the.
So talk to us about the Rudy. Talk to us about the inspiration there. Because I know,
Well,
but the listeners might not.
right. Another part of me too. I'm an Irish Catholic guy.
Right.
Rudy's my favorite movie. I've seen it 30, 40, 50. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen the movie. I watch it at least once a year, at least. I grew up as a kid, watched it every day. Big Notre Dame guy, but yeah, that's where a lot of in all seriousness, like I like kind of viewed myself as going to NAU too, because if those of you know the Rudy story, he's a big Notre Dame fan. Bad grades, couldn't make it to Notre Dame. Finally, after years and years of trying, he finally makes it on. And to me, I was like, you know what? That's gonna be me at NAU. Like I wanted to be a lumberjack my whole life, and wanted to be a walk on, and I got that opportunity too. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. No, everyone loved Charles too. I feel like that's something that I really want to stress. Like, we always
100%.
yeah. See, in Tom,
I
how
mean,
many times have you
Charles.
guys met in person?
So, I think Charles. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the first time we met in person was when you came to Pocatello. Yeah.
No, it was not. It was before that in Montana the year
Right.
before.
Right. The year before, like
And
briefly
I
though, like
yeah,
right after the game for a second. So Charles and I had like barely like. Charles obviously is always at Montana games for the Big Sky, and so we met after that game, talked for a second, and that was that. And then the fast forward a year later, I get a text. It's game day. We're playing in Pocatello like 6 p.m. I get a text at and I'm up early. Like I always wake up early for some reason. That's just how I work. And I hear my phone go off at like 6:37, and I like roll over and I have a text from Charles, and it's like, "Hey," he's like, "I'm gonna be on my way through Pocatello tonight. I'm coming to the game." I'm like, "What?"
oh
It's
yeah,
like a random. It's a random one of the dog days of the season, like random winter game. And Charles, like, he didn't make it in time for the game, but he pulled up after and he was just kicking it with us. And all the guys love Charles. Like, you ask the boys, in Pocatello about Charles. They love Charles.
that much the Montana too, because I go to the I root for two teams in college basketball every year, and it's NAU every single week. It's NAU and whoever is playing the Montana Grizzlies. Those are the two teams I root for every single week. I cannot stand the Montana Grizzlies, so I'll go to these games. I go to a lot of Big Sky games. And the one I met Tommy at, I was sitting courtside because one of my buddies. I try to sneak those. It was like a Tuesday night, or no, it was Thursday night. I'm
Yeah.
like, sneak these courtside seats, and I'm there, and I'm the biggest Idaho State fan in the building. Never, the only time I've ever been there was when I played there, And then after, and I might have had a few, enhancing beverages to, keep going, and which helps you, which I find helps with sporting events now.
Right.
Getting older, I'm like,
Couple
make them
Gatorades, right?
yeah, a couple Gatorades. Yes. Yep. And
Oh
it's the
God.
first
This
time
guy is a menace courtside. Let me tell you, dude. Let me tell you. And the first thing he says when we walk out, we lost that game. First thing he says is, I think these refs are always homers in Missoula. It's ridiculous.
And they are. That's the ridiculous part. Is that's not even a joke. It's ridiculous. Home cooking in Montana. It's just I've been watching it for years.
I mean, there's only like 3 schools to pick from to ref if you're gonna ref college games in that state. And
That's
so,
right. That's right. They got a lot of pull in that building, dude. It's just ridiculous, But
It's hard to win there. It is hard to win there.
tough to win. It's a tough building to win. Yeah, definitely in the Big Sky for sure.
Yeah,
Charles,
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead.
Jared. My bad.
No, go. Mine is like not on topic, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like unless you're in the Big Sky or like you're very hip with like that level of basketball in college, you don't understand like the atmosphere that Montana is, because like it's a nice arena and they pack it like often.
Yeah.
So like it's a tough place to play in. So
It's hard to
you're
play.
100% right.
I'll tell you
And
what.
they're always good
The
at
biggest
home.
thing is the biggest thing with Flagstaff versus Missoula is, and this is what I was trying to explain. Like Flagstaff population wise is pretty similar to Missoula.
Mhm.
Big Sky schools. The biggest difference is in the state of Montana, the biggest basketball that happens there is Montana and Montana State in the entire state. NAU is competing with Arizona State, GCU, and I don't know, the Phoenix Suns. Those are the biggest ones in the state. And then it goes then it goes to Lumberjacks, right?
Right.
In Montana, like people come from
Maybe
all
Arizona
over.
Christian before that, then NAU.
But yeah,
So this guy got jokes now. You see what I'm saying?
I honestly think we're up there with Arizona State. We almost made it. I mean, we almost made it to the tournament this year. We could be watching the Jacks right now. Think about
Oh my
that.
God.
Think about
I
that.
guess we'll never know.
One game, the ball rolls our way a couple times. We be watching the Jacks.
Luke, he's teeing up right now, bro. He's teeing up. That's
Go
all
ahead.
I'm
What was
saying.
your question, Jared? Let's get him off track. Let's get him back. Reel him back in.
Charles, this is such a random question, but how much time do you spend in Stevensville?
Stevensville? There's not much going on out there.
I used to go to Stevensville, Montana every summer. That's where my dad's best friend lives.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's out to better. That's probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, they lived in Missoula and then they lived in Stevensville, but
that's awesome.
There's nothing there. But hey, man, Big Sky Country is a great place.
Well, that's how we like it. Nothing there, not a lot of people there.
Well, you can blame. Oh gosh, why am I blanking? You can blame the show Yellowstone though.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because now it's popping up there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I went to. This is a funny story because we're getting really sidetracked here, but
no, you're good. Go for it.
Yeah,
this is your
funny
time.
Story about Yellowstone. We're getting sidetracked, but the girl I went to prom with, her dad owns that Yellowstone ranch. He owns that Yellowstone ranch. So I had been out there before that Yellowstone, the whole program kind of went in there, and then afterwards too. And it's pretty cool out there. But senior prom.
Now, Charles, I feel like Montana is one of those places where you're like 1 degree removed from anybody. Is that true? Like you just said it. Like the girl I went to prom with owns like
we Montana is behind on everything too. Like we haven't gotten COVID yet. We should get it here pretty soon now. Like next.
Bro, what are you talking about?
No, I'm just kidding.
This guy's incredible. This guy's amazing.
No, we are. I'll tell you what. No, Montana is a little bit like we're a little slower up here. We don't get everything that everyone else gets. We don't have an In-N-Out burger. We just got Chick-fil-A though, which is huge. That's huge for Missoula.
Yeah, remember it's closed on Sundays. All right, don't forget that.
Lord's Day. I know.
All right. So I was gonna bring up earlier before we kind of diverge there. So I was gonna say how when you and Tommy met, I was saying like it was very clear why you two got along, because we have a running joke on this pod, Charles. I'm sure you know that Tommy is like the people's guy. Like everywhere that Tommy goes, people love it. Charles was literally Mr. Flagstaff, and we used to call him that. Like everyone on campus knew him. Like all the professors, people around town, everyone knew Charles. So like I feel like there's some similarities there. Tommy, do you want to speak on that? I don't know if that you agree with that at all or anything.
I don't speak on that joke.
Oh, okay.
That's not a joke. It's pure fact and
Everyone
reality.
we've
Wow.
had on.
Tommy
It's the
is-
reality you live in.
No, it really is. Tommy's the meet the parents kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there we go.
Home, you know,
Like you
Hey.
brought home a Tommy Ball. Like,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hey.
Oh my
That's right.
gosh! I
but that's
hate
what that's what
that,
Charles is
bro.
too.
Yeah, they operate very surgically.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a lot of dad jokes
Wow.
that kill. I have a lot of dad jokes that literally kill every time, and I don't ever use anything else other than these dad jokes. And I'm
Right.
telling you, it works.
So my question for that then, Charles, is why are you not living on the Yellowstone Ranch as we speak?
that's
Right. Yeah.
Those jokes,
That's a good
those jokes didn't get seasoned yet.
no, you know what? That's a good question. I should look into that because I think I could be a rancher, dude. I could do it. You know, I think I could do it.
Do you watch?
think
Do you
we
watch?
want-
The, wait, Charles, do you watch the show or no?
Dude, this is the funniest thing. I haven't seen I haven't seen it in any single episode. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear in the pod.
Hey, you're
but-
good, man. Hey, it's your,
Okay.
this is you, man.
No, I haven't seen an episode. I really have not.
Interesting.
And I used to do door-to-door sales. So that's another part of me. I did door-to-door sales in Columbus this summer. I knock on people's door and I'm selling. I'd sell pest control, right? I'm selling, and they're like, "Where are you from?" Like Montana. Like, "Oh, have you seen Yellowstone?" I'm like, "Of course. It's the best show." You just tell them what they want to hear. I haven't seen that, so I couldn't tell you what happens, but yeah, you just tell them what you want to hear. And so
Yeah.
to people that I sold pest control to, yeah, I've seen every episode and I loved it. It's a good show. But no, personally, no.
I hope that got you a few sales.
Yeah, the funny thing about the show too is it's a lot of people in Montana don't like it because it's like
Yeah,
not-
it's
not
not
Montana.
Really, yeah, it's not Montana. But it is being developed like that though, which is like that's
Right.
like the tough part. Like over there, where the show is filmed out of.
right.
In
They- yeah,
in Bozeman, yeah, Bozeman's really like that now.
right. Yeah, Bozeman and the problem that people have with it, and I really don't mind it that much, but I mean, I'm sure you guys should. A lot of people from California are moving to Montana because of
Yeah.
the show, and it literally because of the show and because of COVID or this and that or whatever they're moving up there to get out of there, and which a lot of people in
Luke,
Montana
what do I tell you every time, Luke? What do I tell you?
Bro, look, go ahead and toot your own horn, man. It's all
So,
good.
I tell everybody, if money wasn't an issue, I would move to Montana and disappear.
Hey,
Nobody would ever
why don't
find
you take
me
a
again.
weekend? You take a weekend. You pick one out for me. Let me know in the summer. Got a place to stay. Seriously.
There we go. Yeah.
Wow, legit,
Take
look
you-
at
I'll
Love
take you
that.
fishing.
Love
I'll take
that.
you
Book
fishing.
it.
We'll
This
do
is
it
why
all year long.
Charles
This
is
he's
the
the
man.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
just
serious.
like Tom, you would do the same thing in Pocatello.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are like this.
I'm not
Honestly,
Mr.
hilarious.
Pocatello,
He
bro.
did do it for me in Pokey. I crashed on that couch. I crashed on
Yeah,
that
no, okay,
couch.
yeah.
You're telling on yourself, Tom.
Yeah, Tom,
That-
come on,
that-
man.
that-
I know,
no,
Tom. I know
These
in that
two aren't
closet,
synonymous.
next to you, I know you got a pack and play in there for Gianna,
Yeah.
just in case we come and say.
I could go buy one.
What a
for
stand-up
my
guy.
niece. I'll get one for my niece. Shout
well,
out to CC and Gianna.
Yeah, big shout out. So we're touching on a lot of things that I'm glad that we are getting to because I wanted to bring up shows because Charles and I, there was a
No.
small group of us that there was a small group of us that always had similar show tastes, and it would hint at inside jokes. Charles, you know what show I'm hinting towards here?
You're hinting towards The Office.
Yes.
And
He's
yeah,
much more Jim than you are, Luke. I'm just saying.
Wow.
If anyone is,
Wow.
I'm glad it's
Yeah,
Charles. If
I
anyone is,
think
I'm
we
glad it's Charles.
actually ran
Jeez.
this down in the group chat.
There we
like,
go,
a
Tom.
month
Thank
ago.
you.
They said I'm
Yeah.
ready to do Andy
Yeah,
Bernard.
they said he's
is what
Andy
they said,
Bernard.
so-
Wow, that's such a slap in the face.
I know.
It's not. Andy Bernard got.
So
he
Charles
a-
has anger. He has underlying anger issues.
I do have incredible style though, which is a big part of Andy Bernard. So
Charles,
they-
I just
Charles,
want to know who Cam got. Who did Cam get?
he asked for someone. Who did he ask
Toby.
for? No. No, we did not say he was
I
Toby.
thought that's what you said. You said Toby, and I didn't think.
No,
I didn't
I
was
think
right,
I
but-
think no. He asked for someone. Did he? He asked for.
I'm giving him Oscar.
No, that was Tommy.
Oscar's
Tommy
a
was
contender.
Oscar.
Oh, Tommy's Oscar.
Was I Oscar?
Yeah, Tommy was Oscar.
Oh,
You haven't seen the show, Tom, but you are Oscar. You'd love Oscar.
nah. I feel like Tom is more Ryan.
Ryan
Yeah.
Howard, huh?
Ryan Howard. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I've watched minimal episodes of The Office.
Yeah, you're Oscar. Don't worry about it. You don't have to watch it. You're Oscar.
All right.
Yeah, no, but it would be like middle of practice, like, and it'd be like little like one-liners from The Office, and then like it was like you, me, Davey, and Jackson. We would all like look at each other.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cam
it
too.
was pretty funny. Yeah,
Yeah, we're pretty good at a lot of that's what she said during practice too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Just
Yeah.
things slip out, you know.
Yeah.
So
No, it was good time. I'm glad we covered that.
And the other guys, I know you guys were quoting the other guys a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's a heavy
The
topic
other
in the
guys.
group chat.
Classic.
Yeah.
A lot of
Another-
energy, a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of focus.
Davey was really good at that. Whenever we'd be doing our dynamic, 8:15, fellas, we'll have a great day. Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
a lot of good times. So Charles, I want to reel it in, get a little more serious here. So,
Yeah.
this is the walk on pod. You were a great walk on, in my opinion, a great teammate, one of the best I've had. I want you, in your words, what is the definition of a walk on?
Well, in my opinion, when I'm looking at a walk on, especially I'm gonna say talk specifically to basketball, right?
Okay.
And what you want your walk on someone that's not going to be an issue. Like if you're looking at it from a coach's perspective, especially, it's like, listen, this guy cannot hurt my team. It's obviously a guy that you probably want to move up onto scholarship, a guy that you see potential in that want to move up. But the biggest thing and the biggest role for me was like, it can't be an issue. You got to be, a guy aiding everyone else around you. Especially like I'm a 5'11", 6'1" on the program, but
Yeah, 6'1".
I'm a 5'11" white guy. I'm just gonna say I'm a 5'11" white guy on a Division I basketball team. My shot at getting a scholarship, even though in my eyes I was like, one day I'm gonna get a scholarship. I understood my role. I'm like, I know where I'm at, and so my goal was just to propel everyone around me, which that was like talking and motivating or doing whatever I can, just to better my team around me. I think that's what Coach Burkhart saw in me too, and as well as Davey. It's like, listen, we didn't care how often we saw the floor. We just cared about me personally. I cared about winning basketball games.
Mhm.
So, to me, a walk-on is a non-issue that helps the rest of the team win basketball games. And the biggest thing too was none of the guys on the NAU team. No one treated me anything like less too. Like everyone was. There was no. You grind through the same stuff. There's no limitations to what I had to do or Luke or anyone else. So I was treated, fairly, which was cool to see too, which I didn't really expect, So
Well, I think you earned our respect too. Like I said, like that first day, like none of us really knew what to expect out of you, but like you went against our best player. You didn't back down. And like you said, you did everything with us. I remember, and it's funny, you talking right there reminded me the first year that we had the mile test, you were like in my ear more than anyone else because you used to run cross country, right? Or you ran a long distance track or something like that.
Well, I killed it in the 8th grade, and I
Okay,
think
so
it stems from that.
Because I remember, so you would talk to me and Brooks the most because you were like, no, you guys are gonna get it. Like, no, I'll be there right with you. And there Charles was passing the miles test right there with us. So it was like, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like you were doing whatever it took to elevate someone, like even if that meant you weren't gonna get on the floor. And like I think that's why you were such a great teammate.
At first too, it was gratitude. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like can't believe I made it here. Like what am I doing here? At the end of my high school too, there hadn't been I'm the only Division I basketball player out of my high school history too. So like no one's come out of my high school, and a lot of them play NAIA, a lot of them play.
That's dope.
I had 39 kids in my graduating class, my senior class. I didn't have any, not a lot of kids
dear
at my
God.
school. Everyone's birthday. That type of. In my entire class, we'd all go out together. Like we'd all. So I come from a really small. So a lot of it was like, okay, I'm grateful to be here because like part of me was like I don't know how it should be. Like should I be here? And then I'm like, you know what? When everyone was so open about like, okay, they accepting of me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I should be here. I know why I'm here, and here's the reason why. So, after that, it was just gratitude, and it just made it easy to play and work hard. So,
Yeah, man. What a story. Man. So are you a legend in your city? They got your jersey in the rafters?
come on. I think they're building the statue.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, actually, the Loyola Rams. So I lost in state championship my senior year. The Loyola Rams just won their first state title this year. So
There we go.
those are the legends right there. They're gonna.
What, Charles? If you wouldn't have gone to NAU as a walk-on, where do you think you would have ended up for school?
There's a couple NAIA teams in Montana. So this is how it works in Montana. If you're, top player in the state, maybe you go to Montana, Montana State, or you try to, or you're someone like Raleigh Worcester, who's at Utah right now. He's probably one of the best players to come out of Montana. But majority of good high school players go into the Frontier Conference, which is Montana's NAIA conference, and it's really competitive.
Like Carroll College and
Carroll, Montana Tech, Montana Northern, where my little brother played, and Western as well. But yeah, that's usually where you funnel into. That's where you see a lot of guys. So that was like my opportunity. I had a couple. Actually, my first. This is a funny story. I forgot about this. My first ever school visit was Montana Western. I played a pickup with him, and we sat down with the coach, and he was like, "Hey, listen, Charles, we think you're really tough. You're good. We don't have any spots for you, but we want you to be one of our assistant coaches." And I'm 18 years old.
What?
I am 18 years old, and I'm still in high school, and I'm trying to play basketball. I'm like, I came here to try to get a scholarship to be on this team. He's like, listen, no spots for you this year, buddy, but assistant coach job's wide open. You travel with the team, I'm like, okay, this is
That's
not
a crazy story.
Isn't that nuts?
Imagine going on a visit and leaving with
That's
a
a true
coaching
story.
spot offer.
And he's emailing me like, dude, come up, like you're looking, like emailing me, like reach out to me. And so
he reached out
that
to
was
you
wild. That
and
was
then
something
offered
else.
you an assistant coaching job.
It was me and my dad sitting there, and I'm like, does that just happen? Like, what does he mean? Like, what does he mean? I'm like, I got offered an assistant coaching job, and he watched you play one pickup basketball game. So I don't know, a bunch of film. So
You must have been like Braun out there, like
Yeah.
Wow.
You should have asked him how much it
Not
pays.
Braun.
It might have been more than the scholarship.
Not Braun, actually, more like a Bird or a Paul Pierce or a Jason Tatum, that kind of.
Oh God, he's a
more
big Celtic.
like-
he's a big Celtics guy.
Yeah, we're gonna get
I
into
just like
that.
the greats. No, I just like the greats.
Oh,
He's a huge
okay.
Celtics fan. We are gonna get to Celtics basketball in a second once we got to the college talk. But yeah, that's hilarious. I was gonna say, Jared, imagine if on when we were at UC Merced, coach just sat me down and was like, yeah,
Coach Fam.
it's not looking like you're gonna be on the team, but I do need an assistant coach. What would you have done? I feel like you would have been like,
he's doing really well there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I might have fired on him right there.
I didn't know what to do. It was my first time sitting down with the college coach, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe this is where I'm at. I guess I'm not as good as I thought I was. And went to go play Division I basketball. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if he even figured out that, maybe hopefully he figured out that story.
Next thing you know, you were taking charges from Cam Shelton. So
that's right. Oh yeah, well, out of control, Cam Shelton.
That's another thing you and I have in common, Charles.
You know what? Cam Shelton is one practice. We're doing a post drill where I thrive.
Oh God, I can already know where this is going.
Where I thrived, he says.
And I match up against Cam on defense. I elect to be on defense. That's how
elect to be on defense.
Cam gets the ball in the post. He gives me a cold shoulder, and I take it. I absorb it, of course. And then I feel the second one coming. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a charge. This is take a charge, and I whiplash my head. Yeah, whiplash my head and freaking hit the floor pretty hard. And then coach ends the drill, and we have to run.
You're not hurt.
Well, I shook it off. I was like, rub some dirt on it. But I started going towards coach, and I just started kind of, leaning one way or the other, and kind of just started when I was running. And I was like, something's not right. And the trainer flagged me down. And I had a concussion. And Cam he couldn't control. I think he's better now, but yeah, back then he just couldn't control himself and just
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, we
Weapons
kinda
of
hate
mass
it.
destruction.
That's right.
So, bro, Charles, I remember like how hard your head hit the floor, and all of us were like, "Oh my god!" And then that's when Coach O ended the drill, and the like people that didn't see what happened were like, "No, we can keep going." I was like, "No, no, 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 Charles, Charles needs to be
I
looked
was like,
at.
I'm
Like
good.
that was bad."
I was like, I'm
It
fine.
was
We'll just keep going.
and it was in the dome too, so like it
Yeah.
echoed. Like you could hear. I was like, "Oh, that was so
It's
bad."
still echoing around that dome, dude. It's just circling,
Yeah, that's funny.
But
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Do either of you have any more NAU Charles questions? Because I do want to segue to some Boston Celtics stuff. Yeah.
Probably not for this pod.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have
Um,
a favorite?
I'm
do you
just
have
a
a
young
favorite
man.
Luke?
That's all I know.
Oh,
Do you have a
God.
favorite Luke practice moment? Do you have a
Luke
favorite Luke
practice
practice
moment?
story?
Yeah.
um,
Let's hear some good LA stories.
I have a lot of good ones that I don't. A couple that I'm not supposed to tell.
Yeah.
And you know what, Luke's concussion story. That's not a good story, but that one was kind of crazy too.
That's your favorite?
That's well, yeah. Okay, that's tough.
Wait, the one at Davis? You talking about the one at Davis?
No, when I got concussed at practice.
Oh, yeah.
That was specific when I got concussed at Davis.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
you were at that one.
didn't Cam step on your head or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
Damn,
see?
this
Yeah,
you
so
are we
guys
seeing
have
a
seen this?
theme?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
are we
guys
seeing
seen
a
That's what I
this?
theme
said.
here?
That's what I said. That's something that me
I
and
really
Charles.
hope
Bad
Cam. I
teammates.
really hope Cam listens to this episode because there is a
I know.
lot of slander right now.
It's
Yeah.
mostly coming from the Charles Burns section. I don't know.
Okay, do you
I'm
see what
just
Luke's
here.
doing now? Do you see what Luke's doing now?
He's backpedaling. Yeah, he's backpedaling and deflecting.
I just said
Hey,
we shared
Luke,
that. I just said we
Luke,
shared that.
I'm good with it because I'm not scared. I'm not scared of big old mean Cam Sheldon.
This guy's insane.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I just don't. I'm not.
Big
Yeah, I
old
don't-
mean Cam.
this
No, he's
guy's
not. He's a
nuts.
soft.
Yeah, no, I don't have any other questions, Luke. So if you want to segue into something else, then
Let's go. So
let's hit
Charles,
the segue.
the people are saying that we're looking at a Boston Celtics Sacramento Kings NBA
No
Finals
one is
matchup.
saying that.
I
Are
don't
you?
think
What's
anyone's
wrong
saying
with
that.
you?
I think
I've
at least
heard that.
one or two people in this chat are saying that.
Yes, I've heard that too.
Charles, are you saying that because you want the Celtics
Yeah, you
to
want an
like
easy
walk
win?
to a championship?
That's going to be a tough magic. How are we guarding Fox?
Charles, I'm questioning your basketball knowledge right now based on what you just said.
No,
Charles is just my guy, man.
no. Honestly, I'm so excited for the Celtics. We've been waiting for so long since the truth came around, and I've been a
You
Celtics
were in the
fan my
finals
entire life.
last year. You literally had a chance last year.
Yeah, but they ran into a real team
Listen.
though.
Yeah, I'm not
Charles,
saying.
how did you feel? Charles, how did you feel when Steph Curry pointed to his ring finger in the third quarter of Game 6?
I lost a lot of respect because he's just showboat at that point. He's just a showboat.
I lost.
He didn't even feel anything. He just lost respect.
He's
right.
just showboating around. But anyways, this is what I'll say about the Celtics. Okay, I was 7 years old the last time they won a ring. But we've been to so many Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7s. We've been to 2 against LeBron James. And that's the thing about the Montana Grizzlies and LeBron James. They get every call. They get every single call. And so we're not winning those games. And I didn't expect it. So
what happened last year? What was the
Yeah.
diagnosis last year?
you know what? The Warriors are a tough team, dude.
Oh,
That's a tough team to beat. Like, I thought that we matched up better than anyone else in the NBA against the Warriors just because we could defend 1 through 5, basically. Like, that was the biggest thing with having like Rob Will and even Horford. Like, those guys into shot clock can switch onto a guard and somewhat manage to guard them. They did it through the whole playoff, somewhat managed to guard them for like 5 seconds left in the shot clock because they're quick bigs, So that's why I thought, okay, the Warriors do a lot of, ball screens, off ball screens. We can switch a lot of these and hopefully guard them for a little bit, I thought the Heat matched up well against them too because they're defensively good, but I thought we had a shot. And then we win game 1. We win game 1. I'm like, we're gonna do it. I mean, we just won in Golden State game 1. I'm like, we're gonna do it. Like, it's over. Like, we're gonna win the finals. We're gonna do it again. And
how sick were you about a week and a half later?
I wasn't talking to many
Game.
people.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't think it was over after they won Game 3.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, game 3 too. That was first one back in Boston too, and I'm
'Cause
like,
that's when I was taking a lot of heat as a Warriors fan. Was when they
Yeah.
won Game 3 pretty convincingly. And
I
I
know.
said, we'll be all
Yeah.
right. We'll be all right. I don't know if Tyler Fears listens to this pod, but I told Tyler Fears this is real 2015-ish
Yeah.
when they went down
Yeah.
2-1 to the Cavs. And he didn't want to buy it. He said it was over in 5. And I said it's real 2015-ish. They won 3
know,
straight.
That's all in the
Kinda
past,
profit
though. I
on
think
that
this
stuff, huh?
year, I don't even know if we're going to lose a playoff game this year. When we're like, honestly, I can't see anyone stealing one against us. Maybe
It's crazy.
the Bucks. Maybe the Bucks on the road.
Charles, did you just leave courtside of the Montana game again, or what?
Couple Gatorades falling again.
Couple Gatorades.
So you guys are going faux.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. 4 in the first round. Because it doesn't matter who we play. We're going to play like, I don't even know. Who do you even play in that first round? Someone coming out of the game?
I mean, it looked like maybe Chicago or somebody like that.
Awesome. 4.
Awesome.
And then,
And then you'll probably get
honestly,
who's
okay,
in the middle of the
honestly,
pack.
okay,
So
no
Joel,
stop.
wait, so hold on. So Joel Embiid is not sending you guys home.
Hey, you remember when they dropped the confetti? You remember when the Sixers dropped that confetti? They thought they won the game in Philly. Dropped the confetti. Bellinelli's foot was on the line. Going to overtime. Celtics win in Philly. See you later. Philly's never. Joel Embiid has never beat the Celtics in a playoff series. How about that?
Joel
about
Embiid
that?
himself.
See you later.
Joel, yeah, and I guess
Bulls, awesome.
Bulls, awesome. No,
Actually, I'm gonna look right now
honest
for you,
truth.
Charles, just
Hey,
in case.
honestly, look it up. Go for it. Look it up. I mean, never beat them in a 7-game series. Is what I'm saying. Not like one game.
You would play the winner of essentially would be Miami or Chicago.
Miami
Miami's
gave him
different
a
team in
run.
the playoffs. You know Miami's a different team in the playoffs.
The only
Jimmy
team
Butler starts trying.
The only team I seriously am scared of is the Bucks. Because that team took us to 7 without Middleton last year. Like without Middleton. And we were pretty healthy. Robert Williams had like a
You don't fear the Kings?
He's talking Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but
speaking of fear, that 2-seed talk was real loud about a week ago, Luke.
Yeah, I mean,
now it's looking more like a 3-4 seed kind of thing.
I think we're gonna get the 3-6. I think we're gonna get the Golden State Sacramento
3-6 is
matchup, and I couldn't be happier.
All right, this is like the longest I've gone without watching the NBA just because of March Madness. But so I don't really know what's going on the last like week or two, but
this seems like a shock.
It's nothing important.
Yeah, I feel like that's relevant.
I mean, the
Mavs
can't play defense.
Which we've talked about.
Yeah, the Mavs can't play defense. That's nothing new. What?
What's your team?
I root for the Warriors.
Yeah.
You see what I have to deal with over here, Charles, on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I do see what you have to deal with, dude.
No, you don't. You've waited. It took say 60 years for a championship between championships.
Luke, were you rooting for the Warriors tonight?
Yeah, because if they win and we win tomorrow, we clinch. I think.
If they won tonight, you would have clinched. But I got a bone to pick with what Draymond did at the end of the game. That was insane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to everyone else. I know if we win tomorrow, we clinch. So it's like I didn't, might as well just take care of control what we can control. So
I think, yeah. I think I think you're right on there, Charles. I think the Bucks are the main team you have to worry about. It's always been the Bucks and the Celtics, so.
I mean,
it's just Giannis, like defensively, or like I guess him on the defensive end is just like
he's a menace.
And their whole team, you know what? Their whole team is such good on-ball defenders.
Yeah.
Just like, Celtics do too, but like that's the biggest thing in the NBA right now is like playing good defense in the playoffs. And I think the teams
It's just hard. It's hard for Tatum to spend so much energy guarding Giannis on the other end and then scores and the much as he does.
That's why they put Al Horford on him, the Giannis stopper.
They did put Al. They dunked all over his face. I didn't even remember that. He murdered Giannis.
Al competes, man.
Murdered Giannis.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff Green might have a
I was
claim
just
to
gonna
that.
say. I was
Bro,
just
that
gonna
was
say. Did you
nuts,
guys see
actually.
Jeff Green?
Mm.
Bro,
Jeff,
I don't know
I
how he's
swear.
still catching
45.
bodies at that
I was
age.
just
Tom
Jeff
Brady.
Green. Jeff Green just hangs out in the league every year and catches a body every single year, and he's literally 40.
Good for him, man.
How old is he really? He's probably like what, 36?
That's
Yeah,
what
he's
Jared
close.
thinks he does.
That's what I think I do. What?
Just hangs around and catches bodies when you're 40.
First of all, I know I don't catch bodies. I might hit some ragers, but catching bodies was not part of my game
Your
at any
repertoire.
point.
You know
I'm
what?
okay
Hey,
with
you
that.
know what's another good one? You know what's another great thing? I'm gonna go back to NAU real quick because I just saw this. Luke and I had a bet our last year. Do you remember what our bet was?
We did have a bet, yeah.
And
It was,
and I
if-
can't believe I'm announcing this publicly because
yeah,
I
so it
was.
was who would get a dunk first, me in a game or you in warm-ups?
That was the bet. That was the bet.
Who won?
And Charles, please tell me you won.
It was a
I did
push.
win. No, I
Oh,
won.
I don't remember you
Eastern-
dunking it. I don't remember you dunking
Eastern. Ask Brooks.
Brooks was your. I don't see. I don't.
Yeah. So wait,
Brooks.
what was the bet? What did Luke didn't pay up? Obviously.
It was a
Yeah,
pride
he
thing,
still
I
owes
think.
me. Well, no, it's accumulating interest right now, so he's still got to pay. But it's been about
Oh,
a year and a half.
the VIG is going crazy.
Yeah, so
Apparently.
1,500 or so.
No,
Nice.
I do remember
That's
that.
a
That
lot
was
of
funny.
juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke. That's why
Anywho.
Luke came back to school for one more year. He had
Yeah.
to
Got him.
finally get an in-game dunk.
Yeah,
That's actually that was actually the only thing I wanted this year was a dunk.
and you got it.
I should upload that on the pod.
You should. I'll send you my video of me dunking it.
Yeah, that
we
one's
all
probably
wanna see that.
saucy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's 5 rim, but it's a dunk nonetheless.
Yeah.
Off the glass.
Oh man. All right, fellas. We got anything else? I think it might be starting 5 time. I don't know.
I think
if
this
there's
is a
any.
real. This is
Oh,
going to be a
let's do it.
real like powerful starting five.
No, this
here.
is one that I'm excited about.
Yeah, I really like. My list is so dynamic. It's
Okay,
just,
so we have our man Charles here. He goes by Chuck every once in a while. So we have your starting 5 Charles, Chucks, Charlies in history. Doesn't have to be basketball or sport related, anything. Just Charlie, Charles, Chuck. Starting 5. Charles, we usually hand it to the guest now. You did seem a little, hesitant if you knew what was going on. I trust you.
Yeah.
But we usually let you go first.
Yeah.
Are you ready to step up to the plate here?
No, I'm ready. Charles Manson's off the table, right? We can't do that, right?
No, he's in the draft.
No,
pool.
I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, starting on my lineup. What?
Go ahead, Charles.
No, starting on my lineup. At my one's an experienced guy.
Right.
And it's Charlie Sheen. And
Okay.
here's why.
I have-
Please know Charlie. You guys know who Charlie Sheen is?
shut
I
up.
have some news for you, bro. I have some news for you. His name is actually Carlos. I looked it up.
All right.
But we'll let
So
it
I
rock.
can't
We'll
do
let it
him.
ride.
Yeah,
We'll
let
let
that
it
rock.
ride.
Let
No, let it
that
rock. Let it
rock.
rock. I'm
No,
joking.
let that
It's
rock.
Yeah,
Let
actually
that
I
rock.
want to
let it
hear
rock.
why. I want to
Yeah,
hear
You're
why.
good.
that
You're good. Go
rock.
for it.
Yeah, come on.
Here's why, though. Here's why. He's an experienced guy
Yeah.
and addictive personality. And I think as a coach, you can kind of like, all right, can we get him addicted to winning?
Right.
That's kind of the direction I want to get him.
He might be like
going.
a gym rat type of guy. I can't get him out
Yeah,
the gym.
Yeah, just the right
This
addiction.
might be Owen level like
Yeah,
approaching.
he's starting off hot. He's starting
Yeah.
off hot.
That was a really good start.
2, and
I
this
still
is
think about the
all-
Mr. Krabs pick to this day.
Yeah. Special.
rounding out my 2 spot, and size is going to be an issue, but
Yeah.
Charlie bit my finger.
Oh,
Yeah. This guy doesn't pull punches. He's not scared. He's not scared. And that's my biggest thing is like, there's no fear in him, So
Oh my gosh. One of the
That's
most
my- that's my
viral
two.
household names right there. That's a good pick. I didn't even
That-
think of that one. That was a great
That's
pick.
my-
I like that one because I thought about that one. I was like, he came
It's
to
a good
try
one.
out.
he doesn't pull punches.
That was really
3,
good.
3 is Chuck Norris. And, he's just a vet. He's a guy that you can look to just he's another experienced guy. Like my group's experienced and just a tough dude. And another tough guy, 2 of my 4, is Chuck Liddell.
Oh, I
Mm.
hate you, Charles.
Great attitude.
I knew that
better
was gonna be a
haircut.
popular pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the haircut's the biggest thing for me too. But prime Chuck Liddell, not now. Like, you know, when he,
Right.
When he was knocking out Rampage and
the
Sean
Iceman,
and
was he the
Rashad
Iceman?
Evans.
Was that his name?
Yes.
No, my fifth, my last one. Better haircut, actually. I take it back. He doesn't even have the best haircut on the team. Not number 5, Charlie Brown. Best haircut.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Dang
good
it.
pick.
Oh yeah.
Dang it.
That's a really good pick.
Charlie
boy.
Brown. Charlie Brown was my number 1, man.
Man.
Was he?
Charles,
He
that was a really
was.
good 5. That was a
Charlie
good 5.
Brown.
Awesome,
Charlie
Charles.
Brown
Charles,
was
great
first
job,
off my
man.
board.
Charles, great
I-
job.
I'd love to go
Thanks.
next if you guys let me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Luke.
I
Go
already
ahead.
got to do audibles, so
Yes. Okay. See, because I don't have any. So at my 1, I need someone who gets along with everyone, shares the wealth along the team, gets everyone involved.
God
Everyone's
damn
gonna
it.
have a good time playing with my point guard. Give me Chuck E. Cheese at the 1. I
Love it.
think Chuck E. Cheese is a slept on character.
Okay,
Just
I'm okay
gonna
with
do a
that.
lot of yeah.
I kind of thought you were about to go Charles Burns. I'm not going to lie.
No, he didn't make my starting 5, unfortunately.
What?
At the 2 now.
You need
now
an
at-
assistant coach, though.
That's all. Hey,
exactly.
I know the guy.
It's open. It's open.
I know the guy.
Oh, so yeah, Chuck E. Cheese at the 1. At the 2, you know, I need a perimeter lockdown defender. I don't know how much scoring is gonna go on, but I know he's hungry to get on the other side of the ball. One of the greatest defensive backs of all time. Give me Charles Woodson at the 2. I think that's a pick that people are gonna
Solid.
sleep on there.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a nice pick. Nice pick.
That's great.
Now at the 3, I'm a little upset because I don't see what the problem is because I need a real killer at the 3. Give me Charles Manson at the 3.
Yes. Yes.
you know,
Charles
it-
Manson's off the table, right?
Yeah.
It might be a controversial pick.
Yep.
This is a guy that's going to get it by any
Yes.
means necessary.
Oh
I'm just
my
gonna leave it at
God.
that.
Okay.
At the
What do
4,
you mean?
Move on, please.
at the 4, here's a guy who set the table. You know, my foreman's a facilitator, but the thing I like about my foreman is he's a studier. He's gonna know the scout front and back, like the back of
No,
his palm.
don't do it. No.
Give me Charles Darwin.
Nice.
Survival of the fittest. Charles Darwin at the 4.
Evolution.
We're running out of
Um,
names here, man.
I
Yeah,
know.
and at the 5, this one, it really could have been my walk-on pick. But I'm gonna let him rock at the 5. Now it's a big man league now, right? I need my 5 to be groundbreaking, breaking barriers. We got our man, I don't know if you guys know him, Charlie Sifford. This is the first African American golfer to get his PGA Tour card.
Wow.
People call him
Wow.
the Jackie Robinson of golf.
I like
Nice.
That's my 5 man.
that.
Good
Nice.
pick.
Tom, I'm already in audible mode. So if you want to go,
I'll go last, man.
I-
I'll go last.
are you sure? Because if I take
Yeah.
somebody, then I don't want you to be upset.
I'm not going to get upset. It's all right.
Okay. So, like I said, I had some audibles, but I got a long list. So I got some names to
Jared
plug
was
here.
excited for this, by the way. I
Yeah,
saw him
I
today and
was.
he was hyped.
Yeah, I was juiced. I mean, I'm kind of upset about some of the people taking my picks.
That's
Let's
a good
not say
name. That's a
let's
good
not say
name.
they had the best explanation, but I'll let them rock.
This is your time.
Yeah. Okay. At the point guard, true point guard. Just knows how to handle the rock, knows how to make things happen, can get it on 2 different levels. So give me Charlie Ward, NFL
Great.
player and NBA player.
Yep. That's a good one.
Well done.
I think Charlie Ward too. Just as a line up. Charlie Ward, I think, is the only Heisman. Isn't he a Heisman Trophy winner too? Heisman Trophy winner that went to the NBA draft after.
And nuts. Charlie
Fun
Ward.
facts with Charles
Shout
Woods.
out, man.
How about that?
Knowledge.
Yeah, great on
Knowledge.
on those Knicks teams. Great. Okay. Let's see. All right. So at my shooting guard, I need someone to come out hot, someone to come out with a lot of energy, someone to get the crowd bouncing. Give me Chuck Berry. Shooting
That's
guard.
good. He was
King
at my
of rock,
tryouts.
king of rock and roll.
Yeah, he was
Yep.
at my
Fair.
tryouts. He made it a
Love it.
long way.
Yep.
Just couldn't get past
Okay.
Charles Woodson, but
Yeah, that makes sense. I got it.
Yeah.
He's a little quicker. He's got a little extra razzle dazzle in there.
Right.
Once we get him in training camp, So at my small forward, I really need someone that's gonna be willing to get in there, mix it up, throw some punches, take some punches, be willing to just to battle, take on the best player on the other team. Give me Chuck Liddell, the
Right.
Iceman. That overhand lights out. Now, at the power forward, No one is ready for this one. I need a sleeper. This is going to be my most improved player. He's the one that is going to drive my team's entire mentality and ethos. Give me Charles Dance at the power forward.
No,
And if you don't know
Oh.
who that is
Tywin Lannister.
Tywin Lannister from the greatest show ever made that Luke has yet to watch.
You haven't
That
seen
is-
Game of Thrones yet?
And that is Game of Thrones.
Wow.
I'm not taking him out of my lineup, man.
Charles
No.
Dance.
Don't do
Thank
it.
you.
Good pick. Good.
Stay
That's
true to
a
yourself.
sleeper.
So
That
at the
was lost
center,
there, fellas.
I got to do it. But I'm not going to do it during his playing days. Give me Charles Barkley, the announcer.
So
I
not
don't
the
want
round mound and rebound.
I don't want round mound and rebound. I want
Ah.
terrible. I want
Yep.
terrible.
You want
Chuck.
TRBO.
I want terrible Chuck. Give me
You want-
Charles Barkley at the 5,
I like
taking
that.
up space.
I like that a lot, actually.
Nice, like
Great.
340 with the ugly golf swing. Give me that.
Yeah, I like that actually a lot.
Yeah, a lot more attitude.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. I like it.
Jared,
Good
we had the same front court, man. I like the way we think.
Let's hear it.
All right. Here we go. At my point guard, I need a heady guy. I need a smart guy. Gonna lead the troops. Gonna be the guy that everyone looks to on the court, and that's why we're going with the man himself, Charles Dickens. Right? We need the brains of the operation.
Good
at
pick,
the
good
point
pick,
guard.
good
I
pick,
like
good
that a
pick,
lot.
good pick.
I like
We
that
need
a
the
lot.
brains. We need the brains of the operation at the point
Game
guard.
of
That's why
wits.
that's why we've got Charles Dickens.
Like
And
it.
his backcourt mate, this is gonna be an underrated one. All right. I need a creative guy. All right. I want him to just confuse the opponent. You don't really know what this guy's gonna do. And that's why I'm going with Charlie Puth. Right?
That's
That
good
was
pick.
that was another name. That was another name that popped up at my tryouts.
Yeah, Charlie Puth. He's a creative genius. All right.
Yeah.
At the three, Luke went a nice route with Charles Woodson, and I'm
Yeah.
going with the other one, also a legend, Bears legend. Give me Charles Tillman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Again,
Good
I
pick. Good
went.
pick.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And at the 4, I'm not switching. I said this was gonna be my Draymond Green. He's leading the charge from everywhere. Jared hit it. This guy's an absolute legend. Give me Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister. I didn't think anyone was gonna pick him. I should have known.
Yeah, come on.
But
I didn't see that coming at all either. That's a crazy pick.
yeah, and then at the
I wish I
5,
would have known.
at the 5, I've got a guy who's really
Watch
gonna mix
TV,
it up.
Luke.
Yeah, seriously, Luke. I've got a guy who's really gonna mix it up. He's not afraid to get in a
It's
fight.
more than TV.
He's not afraid to get in a fight in his playing days and out of his playing days. Give me the legend himself, Charles Oakley.
Oh, Oakley. Wow.
I like that.
Charles
Way to mix
Oakley.
it up. Way to mix it up.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
pivot.
like
Good
it,
pivot.
like
Good
it, like
pivot.
it.
So-
All right.
Just to be clear,
Oh, jeez.
I didn't make anyone starting 5. Right? I just want to make sure.
Just
I just
barely
wanna
didn't
sure
make
it
the
gets
cut.
out there.
Just
Not
barely missed it.
single. Okay.
Hey, just wait for the walk-ons. The walk-ons aren't
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Let's walk.
All right, Tom, walk on pick.
My walk on. I'm going with my dog, Charlie. Going with my dog, Charlie, like my legitimate dog.
I was just about to say, like,
Oh yeah, I was
No.
confused. Yeah,
I
Charlie.
Not my
knew that
dog.
was going.
Not my
I knew that
dog,
was going.
Charlie. I'm going with my dog at home, Charlie.
Like DOG.
My
dog.
puppy. Yeah,
yeah,
the puppy.
his actual pet.
My pet. Yes.
Can't wait for the
All right.
graphic.
My
You
dog.
got to send me a picture of Charlie.
I'll
Your
send you a
favorite
picture of Charlie.
All
I'll get you a
right.
good picture of Charlie.
Tom's
Sure.
pet.
Charles Burns. I think you can really resonate with this guy.
Okay.
I think you can
Okay.
really see yourself in him. You know, he just wanted one thing. Just one simple thing. He just wanted that golden ticket, man.
Yes, good pick.
Nice.
Good pick.
I wanted that golden ticket.
Good work.
And
Nice.
Just
I'm
give
so
me
glad
Charlie
you
in
did
the
it.
chocolate factory.
Yes.
Nice.
No, see,
Charlie.
Jared, you're missing the best part of his name is Charlie Bucket. His name is Charlie Bucket.
That's right, dude.
go.
Hold the follow through. That's tough.
That's
That's
nice.
tough. That's
That's
a
a really
great
good pick.
pick.
Well, I had to name the movie though, so everybody like knew it.
Right,
Like, right? Nobody's
So
gonna
you
know
know
if
his
I
name
say
was Charlie Bucket.
Bucket.
You knew his name was Charlie Bucket.
I didn't know
If
that.
Jared
but
had,
I'm-
if Jared
Yeah,
had
there we
said
go.
I'm picking, if Jared had said I'm picking Charlie Bucket, I would not have known.
That's what I'm saying.
Charlie
Hey,
from the
that's
Chocolate
true.
Factory.
Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes it even
Tough.
better.
Charlie
That's why
Bucket
I had-
from Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Great pick. See, so
Great pick.
so I had two guys as the walk on, and I'm really glad you took him because like I didn't know which one to go with. But this leads me to my other pick, which might be a more exciting player. This is a notorious name. And I'm really surprised it didn't get taken. This is a guy who, again, my lineup, it's got some questionable names in there, but this is a guy who, again, I think Jared used it when he picked Booberry. I need someone that's gonna haunt. I need someone that's gonna haunt my opponents. Give me Chucky the doll.
Oh man.
Why don't I remember?
No,
remember
Count Chocula. I said Count Chocula.
Count Chocula, my bad. I thought it was Booberry.
Pretty good pick. Pretty good pick.
But yeah,
Oh,
Chucky, man.
Charles. Hey, if you
Still
pick
never
if
seen-
you pick
I've
Charles,
still
if you
never
pick
seen Count
yourself, you can
Chocula
pick
in
yourself,
stores.
brother.
I don't know. I mean, I just figured I'd be one on all three of your lists, so I didn't even think that it would even be a thing that I would have.
I was worried that everyone else was gonna have you, so that's why I didn't pick you.
Yeah.
That was my
Wow.
same worry.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
We had to make an
sure.
equal playing field.
You
We've
guys
got
are
two
just
more for
saying
y'all.
that to make me feel better, aren't you?
Parity, competitive balance.
My walk-on pick and my number one guy. This is I don't know if you guys have seen this show, but he's a good guy. He's an outside thinker. Real funny guy. He lives in a little city called Philadelphia. From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I have Charlie. And I don't know if you guys have
Charlie
seen the
Day.
show.
That's a
He's-
great
and
pick.
he was a
haven't,
weapon.
but Jared seems to
I
appreciate
haven't.
it. So.
I haven't
He's
either.
good.
So.
Oh,
He's good.
hey,
a weapon.
selling gasoline door to door. You really resonated with that, didn't you?
Yes, you know what? I think he huffed a lot of paint when he was younger. So I think that's kind of how his brain works now. But
Mm.
he's just a solid guy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him a
Luke,
shot. I'm gonna give him a shot.
Luke, you've seen Horrible Bosses. He's in Horrible Bosses.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He's
in-
the one
he's-
that Jennifer Aniston's trying to
Yeah.
have sex with.
Got you.
He's like the
Um,
luckiest
Charlie
character.
Day. Nice.
I just wanna come out and say, obviously, I love my 5 and my walk on, and I'm excited to be captaining them to the championship. Charles Burns, I really wanna ask you if you want to be my assistant coach here to help us
You know
lead the
what?
way. It'd mean
I'm
a
ready to
lot.
hang-
It'd mean a lot to us.
The first time I got offered an assistant coaching job, I wasn't quite ready to hang him up. And I actually have intramural playoffs this week. So after this week, I'm ready to retire. And yeah, I will take that job. Yes.
Thank you. We're really happy to have you a part of the staff, man.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Tom.
Yeah, man. Man, good 5 fellas. That I'm telling you, there was a little bit of skepticism when we first started talking about it, but that ended up being really good. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad
that
we
was
saw
great.
it.
Great energy.
Yep.
But
Good stuff.
yeah, I'm really excited to see what Jared has for us today. Actually,
Well, you guys mentioned Charles Darwin earlier.
Yeah.
If people that don't know, Charles Darwin invented evolution. My
No,
game
hope people
really.
know that.
word. I don't think invented is the right word.
Oh, I guess.
Regardless, I hope
coined
people know that.
evolution.
Invented the theory. Is that,
Yeah.
I mean,
Theory
Yeah, I
of
guess.
evolution. Is that better for you?
Hypothesized evolution. I feel like
That's
is
okay,
the right word.
Natural
Science.
selection.
All right, Luke,
Yeah,
let him
but
have his moment.
invented,
Man.
like he didn't just like conjure up.
I mean, he invented that
my
concept.
bad. I didn't mean to. Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to kill your momentum. Go ahead.
Nah, it's okay. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I digress.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, exactly. My game really started to evolve when I started getting 50 chips a night. And just like getting hit by Chuck with that overhand right, me and Keese will put Tom and Luke out like a light.
That was actually pretty good. That was pretty good. Actually, I'm not
Tough.
gonna lie.
Tough.
That's pretty good.
Tough.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it
I
wasn't
was-
truthful.
I
It
was-
wasn't truthful, but it was good. I guess.
So
I find it to be truthful.
Okay.
Thank
Whoa.
you, Charles.
So he's
Charles,
team.
thank you,
He's team
Charles.
Jared and
I'm
Keith.
just
Heard you.
saying. I don't know. Call like a see.
So I was really expecting like a if you don't want to chuck your clubs type. Like I thought that's the route you were gonna go. I was already thinking in my head. I was like, this is the
No,
way
come
Jared's
on,
gonna
man.
go.
No, I don't do that.
That was good. I'm not mad at route you took. Definitely seen you throw a couple clubs before.
Whoa.
Man. Yeah. That was Good episode, fellas. Really good episode.
Thanks for having me on, boys. Seriously,
Yeah, man.
so much
Charles,
fun.
thanks, man. We really appreciate you. The background is just epic.
Yeah.
Unmatched energy from Charles tonight, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Got you guys. Always. That's why I said, hey, recurring guests, sign me up.
Yeah,
That's
we might
right.
need you back. We might need you
Just
back.
let the fans speak. Let the fans
We've
speak.
only had
Right.
one. We've only had one recurring guest, and I think you definitely gonna make that list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I will say
be
the one
honest.
reoccurring guest, he definitely showed out in both of his appearances. So
He did.
there's a high bar. There's a high bar.
Yeah.
There
Who's
is
your
a high
recurring
bar.
guest?
Owen Avdalovich, the real Big O, the real Big O,
Yep. First Big O.
Whoa, the real Big O.
the real Big O.
Real Big O.
October 26th.
Jeez.
Oh my God. All right.
Jeez.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up,
Charles,
Tom.
Thanks, man. Charles, you're the GOAT, man. We're super appreciative of you, man. As always,
Thanks.
these are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.